Brent in 1966 or 1967. And I think that time, you know, the late 60s and early 70s was the whole hippie thing, and it's like everything was just in one big melting pot.
One afternoon, a Friday afternoon, they say, "See him there? See him there?" You know, I say, who? Say, "Jesus. Jesus is coming by." And this guy with long blonde hair and a caftan and bare feet was walking down the street. And it was Brent Malone. May not have had a damn thing on underneath, who knows?
He looked like a kind of like a young Omar Sharif or something like that.
Brent was playful as a person, very mischievous. And in those years, some days, someone would say to me, "Does your husband have a mustache, say?" And I would have to think, because he was constantly changing. He was never satisfied with his facial hair.
He had different stores throughout the years. He was a merchant as well, mostly women's clothing and art galleries. The clothing stores were always happening places for the hippie crowd. First one that I remember or know about is called Aquarius.
Sold all sorts of the hippie paraphernalia that you have, the fringe things and the incense and the love rings. And we did that for a number of years.
It was like where everyone hung out and did their tuning in and dropping out or whatever it was that they did in the hippie days.
Of course, it was a drug thing. Everybody was into drugs then, in some regard.
We, you know, smoked his marijuana. I would go and smoke with him. You know, those Friday marches down Bay Street, he had his LSD and he was floating through the streets, and somehow Brent rose above and created a law unto himself.
Nassau, in many respects, was a little bubble, even during the Vietnam War. You know, the Vietnam War was raging, but Nassau was a little bubble where people could sidestep all of that stuff. So we just stayed here and made sandcastles.